What is up? This is your LA in a minute. You want to talk about Los Angeles history? Well, I'm here at Calle Olvera, or Olvera Street, which some say is a monument to cultural appropriation, but it has real history going back to the actual pobladores, the founders of Los Angeles. Regardless of how you look at it, this is one of the most historic places in all of Los Angeles, so let's get into it. So Placita Olvera is roughly the center point of the original downtown Los Angeles. And even though some call it the birthplace of LA, the fact is the native Tongva and Gabrielino people were here for thousands of years prior to the Spanish conquistadores. So though much of Calle Olvera is brick, there's this cobblestone running down the middle of the street. And what that traces is the path of the Zanja Madre, the mother ditch or the canal that brought water from the LA River to the village that would become Los Angeles. And it's extremely important because without water, there is no Los Angeles. And if you look closely, there's still a plaque that marks the actual spot of the Zanja Madre. Now, in the 1800s, this land was mostly run by cattle ranchers or rancheros. Amongst them was Francisco Avila from Sinaloa, who twice became alcalde or mayor of Mexican Los Angeles. And in 1818, he built the Avila Adobe, which is now the oldest standing building in Los Angeles. So Olvera Street was laid in 1858, making it one of the oldest streets in all of Los Angeles. It's also one of the shortest at only 0.1 miles. Now, its original name was Wine Street due to the Italian natives who would grow grapes and had wineries. And these grapes right here, well, there's a story about those too. So these grapes, which form a beautiful canopy above Olvera Street, are from the Vina Madre, the San Gabriel mission, where the first grapes in California were planted. Now, these ones were planted around the same time the Avila Adobe was made, 1818 or so, which make them the oldest grapevines in all of California, older than Sonoma, older than Temecula, you name it. Olvera Street is named after Agustin Olvera, who fought for Alta California in the Mexican-American War and was LA's first judge in 1850. His adobe used to be right here, but now this is the Plaza Methodist Church. So by 1926, the street, many of the structures had fallen into disarray and were slated for demolition. That's when wealthy socialite Christine Sterling had the idea to come up with a Mexican marketplace, convinced the LA Times and other philanthropists to donate and build what became, well, Olvera Street. Several prominent Angelinos joined in on the cause, and the street was actually built with prison labor provided by the chief of police, Charlie Two Guns Davis, and opened on Easter Sunday, 1930. So Olvera Street, what started as a fabrication of Mexican heritage, has morphed into something different, a celebration of Latino people and culture throughout Los Angeles and its deep history. And Olvera Street really is the heart of Los Angeles. All right, LA, it's been a minute.